So we got some pretty interesting information. So Unext, which is apparently one of the biggest Japanese streaming platforms, they revealed their top 10 most watched anime of 2025. And most of the stuff kind of like was like, oh, okay, I see why it was. But some of these were interesting, especially because, you know, as anyone watching this video or in my community, we're part of like the Western audience. And often there is a difference of what's popular over here isn't popular over in Japan, vice versa. But there is some interesting things, and we'll get to them. But let's go over the top 10. Coming in first was Apothecary Diaries Season 2. I'm not surprised by this at all. Fantastic, well-deserved. You love to see it. It just continues to be like, man, if you look at the numbers of the sales for the show and all of its source materials, it's not surprising. Sakamoto Days was a bit of a surprise. I loved the new core, new season, whatever they're calling it. But boy golly, man. Talking about Sakamoto Days originally when I did on YouTube was a miserable experience. Everyone just always shit-talked it. Good to see how well it did, and I imagine it will continue, but I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. That was a pleasant surprise. We got Soul Leveling, which is a bit of a surprise in the way that I thought the show was bigger over here than it was over there, but that's good to know that it's probably going to continue for a long time. Dandadan, I mean, not surprising at all. Fantastic. Bit of a surprise with Orb, but also not, mainly because a show like, say, Golden Kamuy, massively popular in Japan, which is why it's getting a full adaptation. Over here, not so much. I loved Orb, one of my favorite anime of all time. I think it's one of the best anime I've ever seen, period. But you know what? Pleasant surprise to see in the top 5 for this streaming. This is where it gets shocking to me. Water Magician. Now, I covered Water Magician. I quite liked it. But never in a million years would I have said, oh, Water Magician's going to be one of the most popular shows in Japan. But you know what? It kind of makes sense. As much as, like, anytime we get these generic isekai, blah, 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 people are always like, man, why do they keep making them? Japan loves them. And honestly, for the most part, if you actually go past surface level observations of shows like Water Magician, there's actually quite a bit there to dive into. Production was definitely a hit or a miss, but you know what? Given the popularity, seemingly, maybe when we get the next season, be a bit better. You never know. Kaiju number 8, loved me Kaiju number 8, but once again, another show you'd think is completely mid with how a lot of English speakers talk about it. Beginning after the end. Here's the thing, I think there's plenty to criticize with this, but I still, like, despite its very minimal production, I had a fun time watching it. But I never in a million years thought it was going to be this popular, so you know what? Despite all the outrage of how it's the worst anime of all time, that is until they moved on to One Punch Man, but don't worry, they'll swing back around when Beginning After the End comes out. You know what? You can't really trust outrage online, because it never really represents the average person. The average person who watches anime probably watched this and just didn't discuss it online, and we're completely fine with it. Dr. Stone coming in number 9. Love me Dr. Stone, love to see it. I've seen everything on this list other than number 10, which is The Two Perfect Saint, tossed aside by my fiance and sold to another kingdom. I feel like I remember people talking about this, but I didn't really hear a lot of buzz about it. Just like, oh, you know, if you have time, check it out. So, interesting stuff. This is the actual list. Obviously, not all of it is readable unless you know the language. But, you know, thanks to this person over on r/anime for posting. I thought this was interesting. It's, like, a lot of it's like, okay, I expected this, but then you get to, like, Water Magician or Beginning After the End or even Two Perfect Saint, you're like, damn, some of these things way more popular than the English side of the community would lead you to believe. But let me know what you thought. Anything shocking on this list to you, other than probably Beginning After the End? Because Water Magician definitely shook me. I didn't expect it was that popular, but you can let me know your thoughts down below. Drop a like, share, support, subscribe, all that fun jazz. And if you want to catch my full live reactions, everything I'm watching is over on Patreon, which also helps fund videos just like these. So consider supporting if you so wish. Till next time, take care. Have a good one.